Hi guys, it's Brittany and I'm from group 1 and here are my moderator video responses. I really love how the group made the connection with the utilitarian theory that we've been discussing in our 510 course. I really like how you pointed out that it focuses on the needs and the benefits of the majority versus the people who actually are in need of the help. So I really like that connection that you made. You also mentioned that we all have our own opinion on environmental sustainability and most radical movements, and the relationship in which they have. I think that the relationship, in my opinion, the relationship to radical movements is that they all scream hard work, sacrifice, and radical fights don't just magically end or are solved within one day. It's a continuous fight. It is constant, and you have to actually fight this fight on multiple fronts. And I think that that's what a lot of radical movements have taught us in the past, not to give up, and you have to pretty much tackle it from a lot of different areas. Group 3. In the video, Bev mentioned that one of Kristen's relatives was exposed to and became ill, who was a supervisor and in a factory, and it just lets you know that no matter who you are, no matter what position you hold, you're definitely not safe. Even people, I'm sure, who don't work in this factory have fallen victim to the possibility of the contamination. And also, I don't know if this was mentioned, but I was wondering if the relative knew that the toxins and the pollution was what made them sick, and also if they went back to work for that company after their illness. So I was just a little curious about that. And I also love the phrase that was used, lack of education and opportunity. They are deprived of exposure to information. And I think that that is an incredible way of looking at it, because, you know, when people can take advantage, like larger companies take advantage of citizens, people take advantage of other people. Like, if you lack education, if you lack knowledge, if you lack, you know, the resources to find out more, oftentimes people will take full advantage of that lack of knowledge because they know that you won't go so far as to do more research. So I really like how that was pointed out. And the group also brought up a point about an ecological society being like a hippie community in a way and rejecting society. I also don't agree that that's possible. That I feel like we're constantly growing and so connected with technology and making strides in creating new ways of doing things. I think that it will be practically impossible to turn around and cut that off. That's kind of like saying we're going to shut down the internet. Think about how life used to be before the internet. Like, it's just crazy. So also they also mentioned that human interactions. I think that human interactions is what's most important. It'll be pretty much impossible to like live life without human interactions, and it is limited. We have been limited in how we interact with one another. Like, for instance, like, look at us now. We don't even have to sit in the same classroom together. We pretty much write to each other on lore, and we make videos. Like, we don't even have to really interact with one another and talk to one another. So, you know, I mean, not that I'm opposing it, but it's just that, you know, we're getting so distant in a way, if that makes sense. Group 4. This group pointed out how there is an overwhelming amount of food contamination in more impoverished areas and areas of which people of color live, and most of the contamination was from the items that were staples in their diets. A lot of people were getting sick and dying from this. What it made me think about was, for instance, like some of the Native Americans, the deer that they were eating. was contaminated, and like the fish that they were, not only is this pollution and contamination harmful to humans, but the animals in which we're consuming, and the vegetables and the plants, and all the things from nature that are supposed to be healthy and necessary. We are, hell, the animals are being not attacked, but that's another thing. That's another living source in which is being, I don't want to say extinct, but just being, I don't know the right word to put this, but basically it's being heavily affected by pollution and contaminants and toxins. If that makes sense. Also, it's great that you also pointed out how we always look at the bad or the negative in humans, and it's very true. That also stuck out with me. Also, is that the humans need to change our lifestyles. We need to do things differently. We need to use less resources. It's just all negative. So, the importance is understanding that. Once again, it goes back to the inevitable connection between our environment and humans. Like, we're one, but we've been acting as separate entities. Like, we need to coexist and work together. So, I think that it's just kind of a cycle. Like, we only look at things from the environmental perspective, or we only look at things from the human perspective, and we need to find a common ground and collaborate on the perspectives in which we're trying to look at these situations from. So, all right, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Bye, you guys.